the MTA is committed to providing you the best in transit, and we're interested in your thoughts about MTA service. That's why we feature a segment called Ask the MTA. And on each Ask the MTA, we give you an opportunity to ask MTA personnel questions you have concerning transit. And here to answer your customer questions is MTA Director of Service Quality, James Means. Now, we recently took to the street for your questions, and here's our first one.
My name is Patsy Combs. I'm from Baltimore County. I have a question for MTA. Who's watching out for the people who are destroying the seats that you sit in? Every day, many of the seats you walk past that are empty because someone has violated them terribly. I noticed that there are cameras on the train, and I was just wondering, are the cameras working? Why do people feel that they could just ruin the seats like that to cause someone else not to be able to sit down?
Now, you know, we always get questions about damage done to our vehicles. What's the MTA doing to help prevent that as well as apprehend people?
Well, actually, we don't traditionally use our cameras for that purpose, but when we see that there's excessive damage, then we try to identify the actual time that the damage is taking place, and we'll use resources like the MTA police, and we also have another set of people that we use that we don't identify to actually catch these culprits, you know, while they're doing this. And we've been successful. I mean, we're not perfect, but we're successful.
But we have roughly, I mean, buses. We have over 700 some buses out there. We have tons of trains. So it's an incredibly difficult job to be everywhere all the time.
And they all have taping material on, but we normally use it for, you know, criminal events.
Exactly.
And so
those are, to some degree, it is criminal, but you have to think about where you put your priorities.
Okay. Good.
Well, I will say this. I know that you guys also try to use materials which are less susceptible to damage. You know, looking at seating materials and things like that, which can't be as easily damaged. So I know we're looking at that.
And we're looking at the different segments of the city where this is most prevalent. So we actually have on board.
Because there are patterns.
Yeah, I know. And we have people that are actually on board. They're clandestine that give us reports. That's why I can't tell you about that program.
Right, I understand.
But we don't just use cameras for that reason. We use actually eye-to-eye.
And resources. And on to our next question.
My name is Rod Carter. I live in the Green Springs section of Baltimore City Northwest. My question is, why can't there be some type of coordination with the 33 bus and the subway at Cold Spring Lane?
So, we get these questions fairly regularly, not only because we have, I think there's Poly and Western, it's right there near that 33 in Cold Spring Lane, but regular folks who are trying to commute there. Now, is there coordination, or what exactly happens between the 33 and the light rail train that's coming up that area?
Actually, that's one of the lines, and that is under review at this point.
Okay.
Because I track the complaints and I look at where they are, and there are various reasons. Because
there's a weird traffic pattern there too. You have egress and an egress from the 83. You got schools there. You got crossings.
And there's been a lot of construction in the area. So that particular line, and we have 5 or 6 that we're actually doing some monitoring on, and looking at how we can adjust our schedules. And schedules come out in the fall, so if we need to tweak something.
So there may be modifications coming up.
Yeah.
And on to our next question.
Hey, my name is Eve. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. My question is, when I ride the 36 line during the weekday, at any given time of the week, the bus is usually 15 minutes early or 15 minutes later. Why is that?
Well, and again, I understand that when customers voice that concern about adjustments to the schedule, it's very personal at that moment, because according to their observations, hey, it's always coming 15 minutes late or 15 minutes early. But as you said, there are a number of things that are factors.
This particular line, actually the 33 and the 36, 36 specifically, we actually have commissioned a committee to study this particular line because of all the disruptions that are going on. If we collect enough data and it warrants, some additional consideration, then of course I go to step 2 in that process of trying to eliminate the problem.
Sounds great. And our next question?
My name is Mark Rodriguez. I live in Northwest Baltimore. My question is, why isn't Baltimore's subway light rail system as comprehensive as DC's?
Well, first of all, D.C. is the nation's capital.
Yes.
So funding for that system versus funding for our system.
Very different animal.
Very different animal. You have
Everybody
to go through.
has a stakeholder.
And of course, there are several community meetings that take place, and then there's the impact studies for the environmental portion that has to take place. So if you understand all the components, then some of these questions you answer them yourself if you educate yourself.
Because
So,
not everybody appreciates having transit in their backyard.
I know.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
And our next and last question is one we received from Gina Boston of Baltimore. She writes, I'm new to the state and was informed of a great transit program by fellow commuter bus riders who advised me of the Guaranteed Ride Home program, which provides you with a free ride home should you miss a bus due to an emergency. I would appreciate it if you would explain how I might be a part of this program, and could you provide me with information about any other programs that will aid me with my travel within Maryland Transit system. So the commuter, I guess it's the Guaranteed Ride program, home program. It's one of many programs that we have, but tell us a little bit about what you know about it.
Well, I mean, that's a great program. We're also looking at increasing that type of program with
Right.
additional partnerships. We're looking at, you know, doing some stuff with AAA and some of the other people and some of the businesses in the area
To help expand it.
to help expand it. But I would tell the person that asked that question, you know, to contact our customer service department, and they can give them some additional information about some initiative that we are currently undertaking that would assist her.
Well, I have to tell you this, the best part about what her question was is explaining that she's a new resident and transit is one of her priorities.
Well,
and I would dare say in this economy, transit should be everybody's
It should be a priority because it is much cheaper to take transit than it is to own a car.
Yes, it is. Well,
But we're
thank you
getting
so
there.
much for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Joanna.
And I got to have you
anytime.
back.
Yeah,
Got to have you back.
Anytime.
I like the fact that you enjoy being on the hot seat.
Well, you know, this is, I feel comfortable here.
Great.
Okay.
Now, if you have questions you'd like to ask the MTA, visit the MTA television show link at mta.maryland.gov or drop us a line. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.